Yeah, I know he is. I know. Look at this. 24 days.
24 days.
You're still not supposed to be doing that in court.
And you think
All
that
right,
I'm
it's
looking
the
at
proceedings are
federal-
over. The proceedings are over, Joe. So
The judge is still here.
doesn't matter. That's not what it says. I've been told 3 different things. I'm told 3 different things now.
It's saying, I did say during the courtroom, it is over with. He can record if he wants to.
The proceedings are over, Joe. You can read, right? You can read.
Well, actually, it's not over until I have him rolled to the courthouse. Don't roll to the jailhouse.
Yeah, okay.
All right, as you can see from that opening video there, that Robert Walker's trial has concluded today and that he's in custody right now as well. And I want to provide an update on his trial, which concluded today up in Elk County, Kansas. And Robert was facing 3 charges. The first one was misdemeanor interference. The second one was battery on Deputy Bliss. And the third charge was aggravated battery on Deputy Watts. And so what happened yesterday at the trial, after the state rested, Robert's attorney filed a motion asking the judge to acquit Robert on the charges for lack of evidence. And the judge ruled last night then that he would take charges 1 and 3 under advisement overnight and then issue a ruling on those first thing this morning at the trial. And then he also ruled yesterday that count 2, which was the battery, would proceed and it would go forward. And so first thing this morning, the judge issued his ruling on those 2 counts, 1 and 3. And he ruled on count 3, which again was the aggravated battery. He ruled that there wasn't enough evidence to convict, so he acquitted Robert on that charge. But he allowed count 1, the interference, to go forward as well. So two charges went forward: the interference, which was a misdemeanor, and then the battery charge. And today the jury reached a verdict on count 1, and it wasn't able to reach a unanimous decision on count 2. And so count 2, the battery, was ruled as a mistrial. And then on count 1, they found Robert guilty of interference. And the sentence for Robert for that misdemeanor interference charge was 30 days in jail. He had already served 6 days as part of the initial arrest. So he got sentenced to 24 days in jail and 12 months of probation. And he was taken to jail right after the hearing. And so the interference charge stems from the unlawful arrest that happened to him back in June of 2023 when he was up at the Elk County Courthouse. And what was specifically alleged for that crime was a couple of different things. The first was that when Robert was handcuffed and being walked to the deputy's vehicle, that he, quote, yanked away from her. And so the county prosecutor, Jill Gillette, said that was one of the instances of interference. And then the second one, the second kind of grouping of interference was at the Elk County Jail during booking in a booking room. Robert didn't answer the booking questions, and he also had refused to take fingerprints. That's what was alleged. And all that was recorded on body cam footage, and the county prosecutor played that entire video for the jury in the court yesterday at the trial. And so you can see Robert in there while he's being asked these questions. But one of the important things is that when he was initially placed in cuffs and then taken to the police car and placed inside the police car, the deputy's vehicle there, is that Deputy Bliss informed him of his Miranda rights, which were that he had the right to remain silent and that anything he said can and will be used against him in a court of law. So he had his rights, his Miranda rights read to him. And so him refusing to answer questions seems to fall outside of what would be considered interference if he had been told and advised of his Miranda rights, that what he said could be used to incriminate him. And so, and then along with the fingerprints, it never came out in the trial if he got his fingerprints taken or not. I mean, it's assumed that he did. He was released from jail, so he did get his fingerprints taken at some point. It just wasn't part of the discussion of when exactly he got his fingerprints taken. And so they claimed that that was interference. And so, like I said, that was a misdemeanor. And from what I understand of Robert's situation is that he was presumptive probation on these things. So for him to have been sentenced to jail time for a misdemeanor, which is a nonviolent crime, didn't involve anyone else in terms of any kind of, threatening behaviors or violent behaviors or anything like that. He got sentenced to jail time when I believe he was presumptive probation on all of the charges. If your name is Robert Walker Jr. down there in Elk County, you go to jail for a misdemeanor interference charge. But stay tuned here to my channel here, and also Lawrence Accountability. I'm sure we'll be covering this a little bit further as we hear more from what's going on down there. But I appreciate you guys checking out my video. We'll talk to you later.